Reddit answers, what's the placebo effect most people don't realize? Have you ever wondered if things really work the way we thought they worked? Have you wondered if that thing is merely a placebo effect? Well, we found some Redditors answered a similar question. We're curious. You're curious? So let's see what they have to say. But don't forget to subscribe to Starface Productions, guys, and hit the thumbs up button as well the bell icon. These are Reddit's answers to what's the placebo effect most people don't realize. Amy Martian. I worked at a kid's birthday party place for a couple years in high school. So many kids would cry because they fell over, bumped their arm, etc. Never anything bad. I'd say something like, can you shake your foot around? Does it feel better? How about jumping in a circle? Alright, we're going to blow on your hand so it feels better, and then ask if they are ready to play again. Works like a charm. Also bandages for little boo-boos. They think they are healed and get right back to being happy little kiddos. The Cheshire Cat Can replied, any band-aids with cartoon characters on them instantly made my students feel better. KCH Crusher. Not sure if it's really placebo, but there is a research done on how a car door should sound when you close it. A flat and boring pank sound would do just fine, but a lot of people find that soft, plush, and yet firm prump sound reassures them the door is closed. Someone please do a better job here describing car doors closing, because mine sucks. Kitty Noodle Soup. That free shipping is a better deal. It generally means they've added the cost into the product instead, but you feel like you've gotten a better deal. Sal OO. When you give your young sibling an unconnected controller after he/she kept bugging to join the game. Spartan E78. I install semi-truck bumpers. 90% of the time, a customer will say it looks off by 1/8 of an inch. I'll make a noise with the impact gun on a bolt and say, how's that? Yeah, looks great. Nothing moved whatsoever. Some guys are extremely critical, I guess. Mopayobi Beast. Your perception of bad luck. The human brain is predisposed to remember bad experiences more vividly than the good ones. Thus, for an example, you may say your luck is always awful at tolls, when in reality, you only get stuck in traffic 20% to 50% of the time. Moon Bloom. My dog's medicine coming out of his treat tin instead of medicine packaging makes a seconds ago disgusting medicine taste mysteriously treat-like. Dimitri 4575. When I worked train tech support, our agents would always get pushback from customers when we asked them to power cycle their phone, which 9 times out of 10 would fix their issue. So I had them tell the customer to read them some numbers off the back of the battery when they were still removable, that we absolutely did not need. Then we told them we refreshed a few systems, and they put their battery back in and it's all fixed. Alternatively, when batteries couldn't be removed, we'd tell them that if the phone was powered on while we did the update, it could ruin their SIM card. So they make sure to power off their phone. I'd do nothing. They'd turn it back on and it worked great. But if I had told them to power cycle their phones, no way. You call me Nighthawk. When cake mixes first came out, you only had to add water to them. But too many housewives felt like that was cheating and wouldn't buy cake mixes. So the cake mix companies added another step, the eggs. It worked. Apparently, the cracking and adding of the eggs to the batter was enough to make it feel more homemade, and cake mixes became extremely popular. Corgano's Moon. Beats headphones have weights inside them to make them heavier and give the illusion of quality and sturdiness. Ladle full of crazy. The exaggerated sounds of some vacuum cleaners, microwaves, and cars to make them sound powerful. The loading screens of some apps that make it seem like they are doing something complex. Plum Penguin. Branded painkillers. Cheap stuff is normally exactly the same and does just the job. Mango Quesadilla. Laugh tracks. Business Gator. When I repair a smartphone or computer, and if something takes me 10 minutes or less, I usually stall because customers don't want to pay the agreed amount and want to haggle because I did it too fast. So I let them wait 25-30 minutes and they will pay happily. Suspect 0. When my cat wants fresh food but he still has some in his bowl, I pretend to put more in there. He usually falls for it. Hobbs Tiger Text. using gas with a higher octane rating than what the manufacturer recommends. My car runs so much better on premium than regular. Octane rating of gasoline is not a measurement of how much energy is in fuel. It is a measurement of how resistant to pre-detonation it is. If the manufacturer says to use 87, putting 91 or 93 into the vehicle makes no difference. The car cannot tell a higher octane fuel is being used. It can only tell if a lower octane fuel might be used by virtue of the knock sensor. If the sensor detects knocking or pinging, the computer will retard the timing to eliminate the knock. Pulling timing can reduce the amount of power the engine makes. The fuel map the computer uses to manage your engine is made for a specific octane rating. On high-performance cars, the compression is higher and the timing is more aggressive. Therefore, high octane is necessary. If your car says it requires premium, use it. If it says recommended, regular can be used unless the vehicle is under heavy load. Don't spend 15% more on gas because your car feels like it runs better on premium. Southern Sun. Who else mashed the down and A buttons on the DS or Game Boy when they were trying to catch a new Pokemon? Abacus 118. When my younger brother was a kid, the doctor told him that sitting on a grocery bag will keep him from getting sick in the car. The real trick here, of course, is that if he does get sick, he has a bag to throw up into. He's in his 20s now and he still doesn't believe me that it's just a trick because it worked. Whale things. So I'm sure this has happened to other people, but this question just reminded me of my principal. During meetings and such, he uses the school auditorium, and most of the time I, senior now at the school, have to run the sound and lights. He's extremely annoying about it and always asks for his mic to be turned up when in reality, he's already extremely loud and will bust the speakers. I just pretend to turn it up and ask him if it's good, and he speaks and says, "That's perfect, thank you." I swear, he thinks I'm doing an amazing job and would bring me a Coke or something for dealing with the meetings half of the day. Greatest placebo to use against others that I've done. I'm a border collie. That minty fresh, zesty clean feeling you get from toothpaste. It started as a marketing strategy and caught on. And now almost all toothpaste is mint because we associate the minty freshness with cleanliness. Altruistic pumpkin. Turkey doesn't have enough tryptophan to make you feel sleepy. You're most likely sleepy because you ate too much and your body's in rest and digest mode. Added to add, it's a placebo when you eat a meal that includes turkey and say you're tired, but eat a meal of the same calories and conditions with chicken instead, and you don't feel tired. It's conditioned into American culture because of overeating at American Thanksgiving. Venus Haley. When talking about lice, everybody starts to feel itchy. WBS 3164. As a former lifeguard, I can assure you that whatever cleanup you see lifeguards doing after someone vomits in the pool is almost certainly just show. There isn't really anything you can do. You just let the filter, chlorine, take care of it and pretend to clean to please the suburban moms. Den Wanals. A lot of these psychology tricks and tips you'll see online. Just in general, a lot of them have no scientific proof, but they work because everyone thinks they do. This is how I actually live my life. I just tell myself things like these and placebo myself into changing my mindset or mood. Y'all should try it. It works. Volta's Pistol. When I was working a catering gig at my university, everyone eating off fancy plates at sit-down dinners in the ballrooms, fundraisers and receptions and every other formal dinner occasions that might be held at a university, were eating the same bulk commercial grade food that was served in the dorms. They'd tell us to give their compliments to the chef. "Lady, the only difference between your $40 fancy reception plate pork chop and my $4 cafeteria pork chop was that mine came on a paper plate." And yes, I do happen to know where the chef gets his choice cuts. Aramark Food Services, just like everyone else. But you put that stuff on a delicate plate with gold on the edges, they think it's the most wonderful thing they've eaten all year. There you have it, folks. Don't forget to subscribe to Starface Productions, hit the bell icon, and press the thumbs up. See ya!